What it do, y'all? This your man King Eric, the media assassin, coming at y'all with another video to start off 2022. And the first video talking about the wrestling world. And this is probably a hot topic that's going on right now with AEW. And it involves this female wrestler that goes by the name of Swole. Now, Swole has been a part of the roster, I think, for about a year. And I think she was on the verge of leaving. And then she did a podcast or interview recently where she talked about the lack of diversity, which was the reason why she left AEW. And she said, my heart just stopped being in as the reason why I left AEW. I felt there was a lot of things. And I told her in my exit interview, there are a lot of things that need to change. I know fans of the company don't take criticism well sometimes. Certain ones. Know this. This is somebody from the inside. The structure is a little bit off. It's fine to be loose, but I like to have a little bit more structure. I felt like the women shouldn't have gone through everything they have gone through to get on TV or get time. You signed to this big company, you should get time. All these men are getting time, but the women weren't getting anything. Or you're not putting people on TV because more people are coming in. Okay, there are more people coming in, but you don't have enough product for all of these people. Now, you have all these people sitting around having 2 or 3 minute matches on Dark doesn't keep me happy. Shoveling more money doesn't keep a person happy. We've seen time and time again, especially in a place where there's not enough space, there's no writers in a sense, not everyone is comfortable writing their own things. Closed mouths don't get fed. That's exactly what this environment is. If you are shy and you don't know how to write or not creative, it's not going to work unless they wanted to work for you. That's one of their biggest issues. Along with the lack of structure, Swole saw a bigger issue in AEW, and that was the lack of diversity. Outside of lack of structure, their biggest issue, which is diversity. I do not beat around the bush when it comes to diversity in my people. There is no representation truly, and when there is, it does not come across in the black community as genuine. At all. I do not know why everyone is so afraid to accept it or say it, but it's not a good look. What happens is you have this wonderful company that treats people like family, but there is nobody that looks like me that is represented at the top and there's a room with them. They are not helping to necessarily influence decisions, but to explain why certain slang and certain words should be used. There is no one else who can explain the culture and experience except for us. Okay. Now let me be the first to say she makes a lot of valid points, and that's been an Achilles heel for AEW. And I've said this myself. You have to tap into black culture. Black culture is what brings the dollar bills. We need proper representation. They dropped the ball when they didn't put Westside Gunn on the team. Westside Gunn he knows about the youth and the movement going on and the new wrestlers coming out. They should incorporate him as being a sponsor or, license their music there. You gotta tap into that hip generation, man. Leave those comic book neckbeards alone, man. Yes, they pay for the ticket, but you also have to branch out. You have to pretty much branch out and grab new audiences. Since you're now on TNT and you're getting pay-per-view slots now. But see, this is where the problem remains. Tony Khan, who runs AEW, got word of this and he just went the fuck off. Like, he literally went crazy. Hold on, I'm going to bring up the tweet. Subscribe to Off the Cuff Radio, y'all. Subscribe to Screwball Radio, y'all. Hold on, I'm going to find the tweet right quick. Because he went off. But as I find the tweet, man, that's been one of the main problems with AEW, man. It's like they doing everything that Vince isn't doing, which is the right thing. But you gotta focus on diversity, man. You gotta bring black people into the mix. black characters. Because at the end of the day, we what drives the wrestling business as well. How you think John Cena blew up? He became one. He built a character off of one of us. Like, come on, man. Hold on, I'm trying to get the tweet up, man. Yeah, man. Wait for this tweet to come up. But as I'm waiting for the tweet, I'm going to give y'all the breakdown on why he's slowly becoming Eric Bischoff, man. Number one, when you just coming into the wrestling business, you're basically like a kid in the candy store. You have billions of dollars to play with. One thing about Vince McMahon, even though he inherited his father's company, he had to literally work his ass off. He had to literally deal with all these alpha male personalities. So, he knew he couldn't play with a lot of that money. He knew he came in as an announcer and he didn't know nothing about announcing. His dad just told him sink or swim. He rolled the dice with WrestleMania. And look where it got him. Even though I don't agree with him purging a lot of the indie talent, he did what he had to do to make WrestleMania what it was. But you ain't gonna see Vince McMahon going out there on Twitter rants because Vince understood what it took to get there and he ain't trying to lose it. Plus he's too old. Whereas I see with him, with Tony Khan and Eric Bischoff, they're basically similar. And here's the tweet. Tony Khan he was defending himself. He was basically saying the top two AEW execs are brown. Me and Mega. Jade, Bowens, Caster, Dante, Nalia, Isaiah, and Mark Quinn all won on TV this month. The TBS title tournament has been very diverse. I let Swole contract expire as I felt her wrestling wasn't good enough. Hashtag AEW Rampage, Street Fight tonight. And this caught so much backlash because it's one thing to defend your company. I understand how he feels sometimes when it comes to people saying things about your company and you can't really interpret if it's honest criticism or not. I understand defending your brand, defending what you've worked hard to, but now he's a public figure. You got to move strategically in different ways now. And it seems like the same way with Bischoff. Bischoff had billions of dollars from Ted Turner, and he was able to be very outspoken, disrespectful to Vince McMahon, reading TV results on tape raws, throwing the belts in the trash. I mean, he was kicking Vince McMahon in the nuts before Vince McMahon had no choice but to fight back. But going back to this, he's doing the same thing because he, not too long ago, was going off on Vince McMahon and the WWE and how they do things. And it's the right thing. And sometimes it's cool to be competitive. But you also see the same sort of mistakes. You see Cody Rhodes out there. Nobody likes the dude. He winning the TV title from Sammy Guevara, who is a great promising talent. You got a lot of these dudes coming from different promotions. No disrespect to Punk and Danielson and Adam Cole, because they know they doing their thing. But they coming out from different promotions. They getting the higher slots from the people that's already been there. So it's kind of looking like WCW all over again on a different scale. And you got other people that's already been there. They feel as though they're not getting their proper shot. So between having the, thin skin, because in this wrestling business, you can't be a nice guy. Tony found that out. You can't be a nice guy. That's why he's very defensive of how his brand is, but that's just not the strategic thing to do. He should have just handled this, or just either ignore it, or just pretty much have a publicist to handle this. Because when you, the CEO, you going off on these people or anybody that's criticizing you, it's kind of like a bad look to the public. And people are looking at it like, now, I don't want to work with this guy. I don't know if I have a private discouragement with him and he gonna air me out on Twitter. That's a bad look. That's a very bad look on his behalf. And a lot of black wrestlers, like Leo Rush, they called him out on it. They like you don't like it. And it is a problem. I didn't even like the whole promo that Brandy Rhodes did, calling herself a black bitch. I do not like that at all. That's silly. He need to keep Brandy off TV to me. But this is definitely going to be something that they need to look into in terms of bringing black characters out there, because that's going to take AEW to the next level, in my opinion. These indie white wrestlers, they're not going to move a needle like that. You need some cool black characters. So the way he's coming off like Bischoff-ish, like you see how he's moving different people from different promotions into higher positions. And he's taking a lot of that money. A lot of that money done going, a lot of money and power, just like Bischoff, went to his head. And you start becoming a mark with the boys. Because it got to the point where Bischoff let Hogan, Nash, and Hall do what they want to do. And he became a mark instead of a boss. And Tony is slowly following that suit. See, this is one thing about Vince McMahon, is that he sees a lot of promoters come in with big money behind them, but they don't know how to handle it. Especially at times like this. And the petty thing about it is that the WWE, they got their issues themselves, but this is about AEW. So, let me know what you guys think in the comments. This is King Eric signing out. Holla.